Okay, today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to shoot a great wedding film. Okay, tip 1, meet your clients in person. This is very important. You don't want to just show up to a wedding without knowing exactly who you're dealing with. The bride and the groom will stand out, but it's just going to be a lot easier to go up to them if you have any questions or concerns. If you've already met them, then you've just met them on the fly. Definitely request an in-person meeting. If it's just for coffee, meet at a library. Just meet them. Don't just go into it blind or just talk to them over the phone. It's going to be a lot easier if you do that. Tip 2, get as much stuff as you can in writing. Get a contract, even if it's something you just kind of do yourself. Just know where you're going to be, where exactly you're requested to be, at what times, addresses, how long, all of that kind of stuff. Again, that's just going to help you gather intelligence, so there's not going to be an issue of, well, you didn't record this, I wanted you to record that, all that kind of stuff. Get as much stuff as you can in writing, and that will help everything move more smoothly. Tip 3, understand weddings are very, very emotional, and people aren't going to be thinking rationally the day of their wedding. And that includes their parents, their friends, all this kind of stuff. People may get very like, hey, you need to record, get that, just understand and be empathetic that this is not a normal day. This is generally a once in a lifetime thing. And you have to understand that this is all part of the process. And it's part of the reason why I'm not the biggest wedding filmer fan, wedding videographer fan, but you just have to understand and deal with that. And you're going to have to, when in editing, possibly they're going to ask you to put shots in that maybe make no sense, or it's their distant friend or whatever. You just got to understand people aren't going to be rational the day of their wedding, and you got to understand that. Tip 4 is to use a second camera. A second camera is a must with doing wedding. Ideally, you have one in the back on a tripod, and the other one you can kind of free roam, or you can take some more experimental shots with your other camera on another tripod. But this is important because your memory card may fill up by accident, or you didn't realize it was close to being filled up and stop recording. Your battery, the same thing can happen with that. Again, with it, ideally you have 2 cameras recording the entire reception. So if anything happens, something like your camera in the back falls down, you have a backup. That's really all that is. It's like backing up files. Get a second view of the ceremony reception. Get a second view as much as you can. It's just going to make things a lot easier. And my last tip number 5, is going to be really kind of understanding the audio setup. So I have this piece of equipment. This is called a blimp. And this blimp is highly recommended for outside audio. It's what they use at the sidelines of sports games, like soccer games, football games, all of that kind of stuff. Without this, you're going to have a hard time getting great outside audio. If it's any amount of wind, I found that the microphone I have is very, very sensitive to any kind of wind. A little bit of wind, you may hear it, and it's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But when you put it in your computer, the whole audio is distorted. So this is very important for outside audio. Ideally, you would stick this close to wherever the bride and groom are going to be doing the ceremony, and this will really help you out. It will give you a much more professional feel because outside video looks so much better than inside video on our cameras. Getting great sound, it's just going to make it a much more magical video, and your clients will be much more happy if you get great audio outside.